What's going on, townies? It's Milwaukee again. So this last video that I posted on Say's channel, I sort of didn't really make myself clear. So Say's channel will have some of the videos, some of the commentary of my gameplay, and hopefully other Saints gameplays. But going forward, hopefully other Saints will be able to upload their videos as well as commentate as well, so we can have, you know, different perspectives and different gameplay necessarily. So there is going to be another channel. It's going to be the Church of Salem channel. Like I said, I'll post the link in the description, so you can go ahead and subscribe to that channel. I also noticed that some people didn't necessarily know who I was. I'm Milwaukee, as I said before. I play a lot of ranked. Some of the other players that I play with, as you'll know, you got the church players such as Curry, who's ranked 1, Yeezy, Rushed. We have other good players there, Kingmaker, Fork on Wind, Sunflower. Hopefully I can get some of their gameplay as well. I've got one from Sunflower today. I'm going to comment on that a little bit today and sort of talk about the plays that are made and give actual good commentary, hopefully. This next game that I got here is the Pope's Sunflower's game. It's going to talk about some riskier plays that you can make. Our last gameplay was a Godfather gameplay as well, but I think that learning how to play evils is a lot more challenging and definitely takes more skill and focus as opposed to town. Town roles, you pretty much just, you post what you are and you run with it. Last time I said that when you're Godfather, it's a good idea to claim Vigilante, but that's not always the case. So I know a lot of people like the Sheriff claim as Godfather. Personally, it's not a favorite of mine, but it can come in handy. But the thing that you have to understand about Godfather claiming sheriffs is you can't just have innos every single day, and it's just not a viable strategy. It makes you look stupid. It makes you look suspicious. It's an easy lynch. Sheriffs get lynched all the time, especially sheriffs that don't have any results. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you could make a sheriff claim as Godfather and turn a honestly terrible situation into a good situation. So as you can see, we've got a double disguiser. Obviously you've got 2 investigative roles every game, so the chances of a spy are pretty high. I mean, you've already got 2 chances to roll spy on those town investigative slots, and then you've got the 3 random townies. Here's another thing I want to talk about real quick. So if you disguise night 1, that's fine for 1 random mafia, but if both random mafia visit night 1, the jailer's immediately going to know that the random mafias were not jailed. So I don't know why people really, do this. If you are going to visit like that, though, it isn't an ideal play, but if 2 random mafias visit the same person and the killing mafia visits 1, it could be kind of good. So as you can see here, I'm going to make Sunflower is going to make a play because the spy went out and outed the random mafia visits as well as the attack. So Sunflower here is going to bust the mafioso. It's a really risky play because number 1, if Groceries here, the mafioso had a better claim, they might have been able to get off the stand. But as you'll see later in the game, there's already somebody saying that there's a transporter. So busting your mafia as Godfather is already going to be a risky play. But doing it to the mafioso is going to be even riskier because number 1, you have only yourself left as Godfather to kill. So if you get roadblocked or jailed, there's going to be no more mafia killing. So it's a risky strategy. Regardless, this does absolutely get the neutral killing to breathe for a second. You've got Moonlight visited twice, as you know, by the random mafia, and how was it? Cheap Trick, I guess, was the one who was attacked. So Grocery is trying to push Cheap, but there's already an outed transporter, and you know that claiming medium as mafioso, which is not a great claim, at least he didn't claim Vig. Anybody who watched my last video sort of understands how much I hate that. So this is going to get guilty 6-5, which is perfect. The thing that's nice about this is you're not going to have anybody really roadblock you. You're not going to have anybody really look into you because at this point you're pretty much confirmed, right? I mean, you've You've bust your mafioso. People now believe that you're a confirmed transporter. Sunflower here shows all the people that innowed, sort of make them look a little bit more suspicious. So there's no way that Sunflower will get jailed this night. So we'll go into the night. None of them were jailed. Guarantee somebody here will complain. As you can see, Forger's up. Is good luck. Right. Sometimes you got to make these type of plays. So you got Moonlight and Cheap Trick visited. The thing that's nice about that spy being visited twice is it kind of looks suspicious for him. It kind of looks a little executioner style for him, because he said that somebody else was visited as well as himself. So he probably won't get X. Nobody will probably get X tonight. Again, why random mafias visit even night 2, especially on a wolf night, is even a worse idea. So right, so I was witched. So this is what's nice about this, is when you get witched, is you kind of got a teammate back now, right? So young Stoney killed by the mafia. See, this was very lucky that the witch witched the Godfather into the jailer. There was a spy, and there wasn't really any other TI claims, which is really nice. So with being witched like that, you don't necessarily have to claim witched. The spy again posting. It is kind of nice because once again, you kind of get a teammate back. While you lost the mafioso, you gained the witch. Witch hasn't whispered Sunflower yet. However, they might later. We'll see how the game sort of plays out here. So Sunflower pushes the spy. It's an interesting push because they are the spy. I don't really think there's any way for Cheap Trick to get out of this. Even with the split here, 13 doesn't have a claim at all, so they're kind of screwed here. Town does vote him up. They realize that he was visited, and the Moonlight, the spy, outed him. So this is another problem with neutral killing. I mean, he had a whole day to sort of prepare a better will, prepare what they could do here. So, I mean, he has no will, no role. So, I mean, this is a really easy lynch. Again, as evils, you got to get a little lucky. Sometimes you don't get so lucky, and sometimes you really got to dig yourself into a really deep hole before you can get out of it. So as of right now, Sunflower and Moonlight are the only 2 TI claims, which is great. There is a transporter, and the witch is out there. So this cat guy, I'm not really sure what he was doing here the entire game. So at this point, it looks like Cat is really suspicious, and they're saying that 15 is not BG, but 15 is the only TP claim. So Old Stoney goes ahead and claims Witch, which is really good because he guiltied the wolf. He claimed TP. I think TP claiming as Witch is a good choice. I think Vigilante is also a good choice, but nonetheless, he claimed TP. He didn't have a CC. Cat innowed the werewolf. Cat innowed groceries yesterday. So, I mean, it's really looking good in terms of lynching him tomorrow because his voting patterns. So, as you can see, Moonlight is pretty much the only confirmed town investigator role. It is a little risky to hit him, but it's not very likely that they have a town protect on them, especially because you've already found a suspicious member. So again, sometimes you got to make a little bit riskier of plays. This was one of them, but you know that you have good odds on your side. You know that Old Stoney's the witch, and that he has at this point he has no town protect counterclaim, which is once again why you should always counterclaim anything if somebody claims something that you also are, you should also always counterclaim it. Right. So now at this point, you got Sabo that claims sheriff and that says that Forger's op is suspicious. This is such an easy split because Sabo has never really posted his will. He's never, done much this entire game. He's just sort of sat there. So as Godfather, once again, you kind of gotta take over sometimes. You got to get Forger to claim here, and if he doesn't, what you do is you just you just force the claim on him. You say, as you'll see here in a second. So they'll vote Salvo up. He didn't ever really claim a will. He didn't ever claim a role. The confirmed sheriff is pushing up Salvo. I mean, he says he claimed first thing on day 2. I'm not necessarily sure that's true. Even if it is true, nobody remembers it because you found your mafioso suspicious and you're pushing this guy. So he's on the stand. And at this point, Forger's op has no claim. So you sort of force the claim on him, right? So you make him claim transporter. The town already believes you because you've already found the mafioso suspicious. This guy really didn't claim, and now you're making Forger's op claim transporter. Honestly, it's icing on the cake, really. At this point, town pretty much trusts you 100%. Why the other random mafia, Ryopol, abstained is totally beyond me. The worst thing you could do as any role, whether it's evil, town, it doesn't matter, is abstain. Unless you're an executioner who's already won, why people don't vote is beyond me. That's how you lose games. Abstaining essentially creates this rift, right? Where you're just basically saying, I'm too stupid to understand if I should, what to vote. So my thing is if you're not sure, just inno something. It gives you a couple more seconds to think about what's going on. If I'm not entirely sure, I'll if the jailer's alive and it's a 1-for-1, I'll usually guilty. Even if it's a ret claim, it outs evils, right? So, like I said, Sunflower has pretty much forced the transporter claim on Forger is up, and the real transporter is just sitting on his hands. He's not saying anything. Dog and Sean innoed, so Dog still has no claim. Neither does Sean. I don't think Sean has claimed the entire game. But this is sort of my point. When you confirm yourself early, town's going to listen to you because you've already found one evil, so they're relying on you to find another one. Right, so the sheriff hung, which is really good. Things aren't looking so bad anymore. So now he's faced with the situation. He pretty much at this point knows most of the people's roles. Cat's the TP. You don't really want to hit that because then it's going to make 15 look a little silly because you've already got the mayor. You would be RT1 if you were a sheriff. But 11 has no claim, no will. You don't really know what he is. You know that 15's the witch. You know that Cat is the TPCC. So there you can't hit Cat because that'll out 15 then. But at this point, Cat's probably on the mayor, or he's on himself, or he's on Sunflower because, you are the outed sheriff. So at this point, whatever Nepgear was, he's down. This is why you always counterclaim your role, right? So this transporter had the right idea. He understood that Forger was not the transporter, so he transed it with himself. Of course you're going to do something like that. The Vidge, on the other hand, shot Forger, but because he was transported with Cotton, he dies. When you do something like that, it kind of leads to bad mistakes like this, right? So Nepgear was the medium. It's probably better he didn't claim. In a situation like that where you've got a mayor and a transporter, sometimes it is better to not, necessarily claim. So as you can see, Sunflower here go ahead and says that Cotton is suspicious. But as you can see, him and Forger were transported with one another. So Forger's out at evil. At this point, the only reason Sunflower is really doing this is to save the witch, because now you have the mayor who could still vote. It's a 4-on-4. But the mayor, counts as 3. Dog has outed himself as the vigilante. So Forger will go up because you've got the mayor's vote. Tomorrow it's 3-on-3 with a. I'm sorry, tomorrow it's 3-on-2 because. No. There's 4 town alive right now. The vigilante dies and you kill somebody tonight. So Cat is the only TP claim. You know that Dog's the dying vig. You know that 2 is the mayor. But you don't know what Sean is, which is kind of problematic. But, yeah, it's fine. You witch Cat off of the mayor, so no matter what Cat is, whether he's the doctor or bodyguard, the mayor should die tonight, unless Sean was a random town bodyguard, but it's unlikely because you've got the transporter, which is 1. Medium is 2, because you've got the mayor. So again, you don't know what Sean is. That, like I said, sometimes you gotta take a shot in the dark. Sean hasn't claimed. So at this point, you know that Forger is up. Was in fact disguised as the bodyguard, but because the witch is going to be off of the mayor, you know that 2 is a safe hit. Cat is a BG, as Sunflower just sort of saw. So whatever 8 is will determine the rest of this game. Ryelpo says, sorry, I was AFK. I don't know why people go AFK in this game. It's like the one game you can't go AFK in, If this game doesn't demand your entire focus, you shouldn't be playing, especially as evils. Right, so the mayor died. It's 3-on-2. You've won the game. At this point, I would probably cut it off, but this next part really bothers me. So Cat was the TP counterclaim, and he let 15 claim it the entire game, really. I mean, he voted poorly. He didn't counterclaim. He innoed the Mafia, so he really didn't have a great game. But what really bothers me is that you don't even know what Sean is. Sean completely just does not have a role. I'll reveal day 4 if I live. There should never be a concrete moment where you should be forced to reveal. Sometimes you just let bygones be bygones. This is a really funny part too, actually. So you've got, at this point, you just make it straight, because you don't know what Sean is. You've got the votes. Just vote him. Whatever he claims, he's going to be out. This is my favorite part in the entire game here. Sunflower is the type of player that thinks they know everything and loses the game for town. This is how you know that you've really just, yikes, he got big time shept. I was the godfather, though. I'm shook, he says. Yeah, I'd be pretty shook, too. So he says, well played. I've watched this video a couple times before I've commented on it, and I can never remember what this guy was. Right, Mafioso claiming medium. I mean, at least he claimed outside of his investigative results, but I mean, with the trans and you've got the mayor there, he was dead in the water. Yeah, I'm actually just sitting here waiting to see what he is. I completely forgot what he was. Yeah, Cat not being on the jailer was odd. Maybe he was on Sunflower. I don't know. Maybe he was trying to make a play. Let's see. He was the doctor. Right. Huh. He never counterclaimed Town Protect either. Like legitimately, none of the Town Protects um counterclaimed. Not once. The only player who claimed TP was the witch. I mean, Cat eventually claimed it, but Sean never claimed it. Whether or not he was on, I didn't see his will. I don't remember, but I think he might have been on some Sunflower. Regardless, like I said, sometimes you have to make riskier plays. But if you're going to claim Sheriff as Godfather, you absolutely have to find results at least, if not by day one, by day two. If you find them day one, Town's really going to find you. They're going to follow you. But I suggest if you are going to do that to do it to one of your random mafias, because if you do get jailed or roll blocked or whatever, at least you have your mafioso to rely on. You take that gamble sometimes. Fortunately for Mafia, the witch basically whacked the jailer at night two, which was, you know, a great play. This roll list was really amazing too, to be honest. A lot of non-claimers, but you had a transporter, a medium, a mayor. You had two TPs. I mean, that's a pretty stacked roll list, and the neutral killing died night one. So here's the rolls. Really stacked roll list. But nonetheless, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you play well, but sometimes you need a combination of both. Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the commentary.